like to officially open the meeting at 3:07 p.m. on February 11th, 2026. Happy New Year. Again.
Again, yes.
Still.
Still.
True.
So first order of business is reviewing the meeting minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
I would make a motion that we pass over them till next meeting.
Fair. There's quite a
Okay,
few.
I have a second. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's unanimous. We will hold that. Then if we're okay with it because I'm not there, do we want to skip ahead to the Title V agent or the septic regulation amendment?
Yes, we can do that. Why don't we do the, do you think maybe we should do the sale of trash bags in the Board of Health? I think that would be a quick one.
That would be fine. Yeah, I want to prioritize the critical business
Yes.
first, and then we can get to the rest.
Okay, well, I know that Matt's been, of course, we all know that the Board of Health regulations have changed through Department of Public Health, and Matt and Deb are required to take extensive training. And it's difficult for Matt to sell the trash bags. And because people come in at all times, I would make a motion that we discontinue selling the trash bags. They're available at the library, Shaw's, Price Chopper. We can have Kathleen publish in the upcoming newsletter where exactly they're involved. But that would give Deb and Matt the time to take the appropriate trainings without leaving the building.
Okay.
And it's everywhere else is so much easier.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody came in a pinch, we'll have some in the office, but not just tell the public we're not selling them. So I'd make a motion that we discontinue the sale of trash bags in the Board of Health office.
I second that.
The only thing that I'm concerned about that I would like to discuss very briefly is, are we going to be leaving anyone in the lurch that this is going to eventually affect? If not, I'm fine with this process, because it seems to be out of the scope of Board of Health regardless. Like, selling trash bags is not our jam. It's not what our mandate is.
And I think they're available at the Country Super right down.
Well, they're not available at the Country Super, but they are a couple of places. They're at the liquor store and Family Farms uptown. They're right next door at the library and the community center, which actually has
Okay.
longer hours than we have and much better parking.
And Jeff, I can just share some insight.
Mhm.
AL Prime in the library,
Yeah.
Matthew over the library, they come in to buy the whole boxes from me. They buy 2-3 boxes at a time. You know, so they do sell a huge bulk of the trash bags. So it's just like, and a lot of people will come here in a pinch because Prime was out or the library was out. I mean, it's interesting. Some
I think
days-
the fact we published that, I don't think people realize Price Chopper and Shaw's, you can purchase.
Right.
And I think that as long as there's, to your point, in the lurch, if there's somebody that doesn't have transportation and they're walkable to town hall, they're still walkable to the library. So as long as there's something in this vicinity, like this immediate vicinity that covers that, which there is, so I think that's fine.
Okay, so I think we at least trial this and see if there's some sort of a backlash that we're not anticipating. But I think that it's definitely worth trialing for at least a month or two until people get their feet underneath themselves. So I say motion passes unanimously.
And can we put a notice on maybe the Facebook, the website, like publish that this is changing so that we reach people that might, otherwise not see it? I think.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we can. Denise
put it
said she was gonna we'll put one on the door. Denise said she'll put one up at the clerk's office, and, we should be able, that we can have one posted at the assessor's office when people come in. Trash bags aren't available here, but now you can find them at the other
Right.
places, yes. Somebody apparently is in the waiting room attempting to come in.
Oh,
We should do this. That would be me. Maybe not.
Try clicking on people and see.
Here. Remote host and Denise. That's you. We're
You know,
in.
unless it's someone in the waiting room for the original Teams link that I sent out.
Oh,
That
maybe.
might be me.
Oh,
for all
it
I
could
know.
very well be me. We don't usually have, well, somebody called. Continue. I'll be right back. Whoops, I blew myself.
Okay. So next is, let's see, we have a septic regulation amendment.
Yes.
Okay, so what is that, and
So the reason I put that on the agenda was because I received a phone call from a developer here in town, particularly developing the lots on West Main Street and Mechanic Street. And actually, it was his septic installer who happens to work for the company, and he was extremely disgruntled and upset with myself and Paul that we would not go out there and inspect his septic installation at 15 West Main Street. Because the ground is frozen, and Paul had said about like a month ago to let anyone know who calls looking for inspections to tell them that we're closed down until further notice, because it's the winter and the ground's frozen. And basically, after I told him that Paul wasn't gonna go out there, I mean, he got upset with me and we hung up. And then he called me back, letting me know that it's not in our regulations that we don't do inspections during the winter. And
You have posted it on the website.
even though, and I had told him I had posted it, but that wasn't good enough for him because it wasn't in our regulations. And he particularly highlighted Southborough and Sutton, which I then went to Southborough and Sutton, and they do have something in there, in their regulations that again, Southborough just says no septic systems will even be installed at all during the winter. And Sutton has it in the regulation that if there were to be an inspection during the winter, you need to call the Title V inspector directly and discuss that and schedule that separately with him.
Mhm.
And we don't have anything like that in our regulation, and I just, this is a developer who is going to be building homes in this town for as long as they keep
Before.
buying land here, and he's been building homes in this town for at least 10, maybe 15 years, and surrounding towns, and again, I don't want us to be taken to court because something isn't in our, I just don't wanna hold ourselves liable for something like this, and even though it's something as silly as you think a septic installation, but it's someone, again, they're in the business of building houses and.
Right. I think, it makes sense to add it to our regulations. Common sense should rule. You posted it on the website. It's not our duty to call each and every developer and say, hey, just in case you might be building in town. Well, let me tell you, when there's 2.5 feet of snow on the ground, we're not
Right,
inspecting
and that's
or
basically,
installing.
he was saying it's not fair to developers that we don't call them and let them know that we're not doing inspections anymore. And I said, that's not our responsibility. And again, he didn't like that. He was trying to intimidate myself, and
Right.
then he wanted Paul's number directly to take it up with him, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm not giving out Paul's number.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I think it's reasonable to add language. Do we have Yeah.
We
okay,
have samples saying.
I provided the sample language, and we can, again, obviously run it by Paul and see what.
Well,
he
Paul
wants
has
there.
said, look, if somebody's system has failed and it's a necessity
Right,
that
that's
we
one-
rebuild right now, we will do it, but it makes no sense for anyone.
Inspections should not.
Let me just tell you, the other day when we had a couple of inches, I thought I came up with a bright idea to cut across my lawn to my second driveway. Yeah, it's up to mid-thigh. On halfway across, I thought, whose bright idea is this? But it was gonna be just as bad to go back as it was to keep going. So the fact that he was insisting in this weather, because it was after the snowstorm, that we get this is totally unreasonable. But yes.
So Sutton says, the inclement weather ones that we're looking at.
Yeah,
So it says inspections will not be performed until the rain and snow has stopped and the leach field area has dried. And the area is dried out and is stable for enough to work on. So this is like active weather, it sounds like. I don't know how
Well,
the rain, the snow is dried would be,
It would be,
you know,
yeah.
I'm
I-
not
and
seeing
you
the
can bet
sample
some-
language
you
in the
can bet-
packet.
Yeah.
What page is it on? Is it under septic system procedures?
Yes,
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
I shared this in a
So-
separate email too.
That's the
but
Sutton
it
one.
is
that's from Sutton.
Three-stage, specifically in the case of inclement weather, the following will apply.
I mean, I think we could, I know, I can tell you that the builder, Matt, went round and round with builds often in Sutton. And I'm sure it be clear, dry, and, re-raked at the bottom is specifically because of people like this. So, and honestly, it wouldn't hurt to have this, because if we had an extremely rainy or muddy spring, we also don't want to be slogging out through. I've been on
And-
some job sites where it's hazardous.
I like
Laura,
that.
can
it is.
the inspections be performed in frozen ground?
In my septic.
No, Paul said they're almost impossible to do. I mean, we do go by soil testing, we go by the gradients. But, it's almost, you can't do a perk on a frozen ground because the water's not gonna
Right.
go anywhere.
right?
So why don't we add something in that just says that the inspections will be performed at the discretion of the town of Upton, depending on the weather and prevailing temperature?
Yeah, and conditions, yes. And site conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so.
This is a state website.
Yeah.
I know, because when I did mine, I was during the winter and it was a problem.
So Matt, if you
Yeah, wait till
can
it's
take a look at the state website too,
Yeah.
and then we'll draft some language, and for our next meeting, we can
We
approve
can
it.
approve it, that sounds good.
Snow.
Yeah.
I mean, I included Southborough because I like
I like
their
Southborough.
language
I like
as well.
Southborough.
I think theirs was more strict and to the point. Sutton's kind of more a little bit,
Like active.
Fringy on it, but-
Yeah.
I mean, you could, infer that, actual weather means snow.
Well, yeah, but like I said, we get a hurricane, and somebody thinks we're inspecting during monsoons.
Right, and I will say, I want to give you an update on where we left off with them, because this is gonna be with this particular developer, he was like, well, I need this inspected today because I've already got the tanks in. And I said,
No,
well, that's great, cover it up, and, we'll have to figure out when the snow melts and how we're gonna go about this. I mean, because now Paul's gotta go sit out there and watch you dig it out and inspect, and then
Mhm.
have you put it back over. I mean,
Right.
so this is gonna be something we're gonna have to deal with, in the next couple of months.
Right. Right, that's,
Yeah, no, I think.
or as I used to tell the litigators I worked with, lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Because that's not common sense. We've got snow, we've got frozen, we've got whether or not you get through the frost wall.
He was just trying to intimidate, I think, try to get his way.
Mhm.
That's on the state website, talk about frozen walls and.
Yeah.
The whole thing about it.
Yeah.
It says should be installed in warm weather.
Yeah.
Packing the dirt.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
Something
wouldn't have
breaking.
one, unless it was like an emergency.
everything.
Yeah, if somebody's system fails and they need one.
Have to-
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Right.
Okay,
Okay, next thing.
what is next in criticality on our agenda?
Do we wanna do
Not
the-
me, it's not me.
We can do the Title V agent, just I can give you the
Okay,
brief conclusion to that. So I spoke with Aaron Hightower over in Uxbridge, as well as Diane, and
Okay.
both of them agreed that since we already had appointed Chloe, Paul's assistant, in
Okay.
2022, we can move forward if we so choose with making her the secondary Title V agent.
Okay. that's fine, because we're keeping Paul, which is
Yeah.
great. So we're keeping our engineer, which is very important. More so than an agent, but still.
So do we have any reservations about having Chloe be like a co-agent or something of that nature with Paul?
I think, I think at the bottom, at the end of the day, Paul's still gonna be reviewing all of our plans. He's gonna know the plans and he's gonna know if she's capable of inspecting. If not, he'll go. I think it's an either or. I don't think we pay two people to look at the same inspection. we make that clear to them, and if Paul thinks she's not qualified, because at the end of the day, it comes back on Paul's license. You know, he will go out. Now, if she wants to tag along and learn, that's fine. But she's got almost all of her certifications and she's been doing it for years, and as long as we're not paying two agents to do the same job, I think we're fine.
Yeah, and additionally, that she is operating within her certification boundaries.
Exactly.
And I would expect that maybe over the course of time, she will get all her certifications, because
exactly.
he's not gonna wanna even do it to this level or, you know, for all that kind of stuff.
It should be a discussed requirement, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he was, but the fact that he's staying on, because we always will need an engineer to certify our plans. So, like I said, he knows what he's sending her into, because he's certifying all of the plans.
Right.
So I think we're well covered.
If there are no reservations, then I would ask for a motion to appoint Chloe to be our Title V agent.
I will second that.
Okay, so moved. I hear a second. Do we know
And-
Chloe's last name?
Chloe Mom.
Mom, okay, yes. Wasn't sure it was the same.
Yeah.
So I make a motion, we reappoint Chloe Mom as our Title V agent.
And I second that.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're unanimous.
All right. We're gonna get it someday.
Yep.
Okay, next is, I see the recycling, an email from MAHB regarding SAF 2.0.
Yeah. Big one. Yeah,
Yeah, but basically just that, if I read it correctly, we all thought we needed to be certified, and the board is optionally certified unless we're actually being
Okay.
any type of inspectors or agents. So,
It is recommended that you at least take the beginning, just to have an idea.
well, and it's nice because, if you guys are familiar with open meeting law and ethics and everything else, we all should have taken our ethics training, and I can assure you that when our new manager comes in, we'll all be taking extensive training, so.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Fantastic.
just included this on our agenda because I was asked to, so I put
Yeah.
it on there. Deb and I kind of reviewed it a little bit ourselves.
Yeah, it's not optional for you to.
Yeah.
but-
But it's really, like, I've done a lot of it already, over the years, like Diane did too, like,
Right,
Diane was doing it all for stuff over the course of years.
Yep.
Now they want everybody to be up to date.
sure.
So for the boards, they were recommending that just the public health training, which is just, it's an overview of public health. It's
Right.
not anything significant. It's pretty
Right.
easy to just pretty much.
Yeah.
Take the test of the headache.
Yep.
It's not,
So it's this one right here.
yeah, it's not,
Yeah.
it's not, not difficult, like it's, you know, we get it because of one of the concerns I've had when we've been at meetings, like the state meetings, it's like, you know, most of the boards have the volunteers and they work and they, you know, you want them to do these things. They wanted it to be mandatory and they backed off again because they realized from our input that you can't,
It's hard enough to get people to run for a
Exactly,
position, never mind
exactly.
mandate training.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so, yeah. So it's if you want to, but.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
It all helps.
It does, yeah.
What is the time commitment regarding the introductory course?
It actually is. Alright, so the
Foundation.
foundations course is within 1 year.
And how long does it take that?
It's some bunch of modules. It's pretty easy to go through, but it just kind of goes over the regulations, what's gonna happen with Safe 2.0 when that legislature passed, and it's really just to try to get people more knowledgeable, because a lot of boards, you guys are good, but some boards, and I've been to some board meetings where they don't have any idea what.
Right. Well, the MAHB,
Yeah.
the day long, it looks like it could be at any of those places.
Yeah, and that's.
So, And that may be the biggest bang for the buck. You know, if
Yeah.
you were
Okay.
able to. Is that a full day program? Do you know? Is that like 9 to 4 or,
Yeah.
well, it says that they feed you breakfast and lunch, so. But I don't
It's in
know.
Marlboro, right? That's a.
Yeah, it's the 11th, so.
Yeah.
It doesn't give times.
Do they have babysitting?
Times.
Full breakfast and lunch.
I mean, I think when it's something like that, you can just kind of budget up the whole day for it. I would assume.
It's nice too, because when I've gone out there for
They don't
trainings,
usually
it's
send
related
out
at work with other people too.
So the week
You know,
before.
get some great ideas and it, you know.
But we can always reach out and get more information on what the day of would be like, or just what the time commitment would be.
Time commitment for any of them, yeah.
It will be,
The other one's on next
Right.
train, so,
That's easy.
you
Cool.
know.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you very much. Next,
All right,
You definitely get.
so I do the cyanobacteria?
So I get all.
all
Yes.
right, we'll do it.
let's do.
Okay. So, who
So I
wants to
know that there's
update where
been
we
a
are
lot of
since
work.
last meeting?
I'm sorry, I know there's been a lot of work done on this and I appreciate that. So let's find out what we've learned and have a good discussion.
Now, you guys submitted Lakes Ponds and Streams submitted a proposal for testing.
Yes.
And then,
That-
did you see the comments from Worcester stating that they have impacted, stating that they have someone that comes in and checks, you know, they do their testing for them. It's a company.
Yes.
Consultant, they have the consultant.
Which looks to be about the same as it would cost us, am I correct? Did I do my math right?
I think, Worcester, their fee was like 6.25 per test.
Okay,
That number rings a bell.
yes, I'm hunting furiously, but obviously.
So then, most recent, proposal that I submitted to Matt,
Mhm.
was it last week or this week? I don't know.
It was last week, yeah.
There's a 2-page cost breakdown on pages 3 and 4 of the proposal.
Mhm.
One is based on a 12-week beach opening season, and another is a 16-week, because I'm not sure. But it's broken down by the costs for the test strips and the weekly algal samples and what, some of the different scenarios. It's all broken down by those costs. So including total season cost.
Right,
And the season would be the same as the E. coli thing, right? Basically.
Yes,
yeah. I think so.
The number of weeks that is.
yeah, that's what I said. I didn't know if it was a 12-week
So-
season, because I think Wayland's protocol is based on a 12-week season for the beach being open. And I didn't know if it's in June or May or June.
I think we open at the end of school of June,
Yes, June until the end of June.
end of June to
To
like the end
mid-August.
of August, mid-August,
Send me in August.
So it's probably the 12-week.
probably. So I guess my only question was, you know, does it make sense to have, it says, you know, Worcester, Matt Rowland, from Catherine Leeming, she said that they pay about $6.25 per sample. And she says it's more expensive than collecting and mailing the sample ourselves, but it includes sample collection, shipping, and more importantly, consulting services from a certified lake manager who advises on treatment decisions based on the results. But it sounds to me like Worcester treats versus trying to prevent it versus just, oh my God, we found it, what do we do now?
Yeah.
So, and what's that version?
Oh, that
So,
That ties in with something else that we've submitted for the town budget for next year.
mhm,
Because we had, the testing over the past couple of years has shown the presence of a benthic mat down at about the 12-foot level.
Right.
And that's a probable source for some of these cyanobacteria blooms that we're getting as the season progresses and the water does this and da. The 9,471,212 variables day to day.
Right,
So, but this testing right now, rather than just, and it's spelled out in the 3 different scenarios, someone sees a green scum on the water. We take the test and we get that analyzed. Okay, it's a little more expensive than just routine testing.
Right.
But it gives us, and we can get same day results. And if we don't have to close the beach, we don't have to close the beach.
right.
Did we get info back from from the state?
So we didn't get info back from Mass DPH yet. I mean, I got information from Julia Jungins with Wayland, and I got a copy of her cyanobacteria protocol, which had support from the state. Dave and I are gonna meet, well, we were supposed to meet with them next Wednesday, but Dave let me know at the beginning of the meeting that we have to just come up with a different date to meet with her, Rachel Gladstone, and Logan Bailey. Those are the 2 people who are gonna be on that meeting, so we could just find out a little bit more.
Okay,
Um,
we still have plenty of time. I mean, we can put a placeholder for a request. I would suggest rather than increasing any budgets, we put a placeholder on the town meeting warrant for money,
We did,
so that we, so that we can test it and run it out and have the town vote on it. I mean, it's a couple of thousand, it's $6,000 or something for the season.
worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, we can word it up to, and we can at least test this year. And we can see how it does ourselves. And then we can, while we're still getting all of the facts and all of kind of the coordination. And then if we do test, even if we do test every 2 weeks and just check it, or every week. And then if we end up saying, you know what, it didn't work so hot with us running it, let's do what Worcester does. And then, but at least we're running it by, I'm a big one for running it by the public and letting them decide. And then I think we just have to, that gives us plenty of time to determine any protocols and, it sounds almost like DPH knows their testing is kind of antiquated, but they haven't come up with anything new. And it looks like Wayland and Weston and Worcester might be, if they're agreeing to it, as long as we follow DPH. Because in 2023, I highlighted the fact that DPH provided feedback that was included and endorsed our protocol. And that's out of Wayland.
That was
Weston,
Wayland's,
Yeah. So,
They do talk about the rapid strips in there. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit confused on the timing of it, which one versus two, but.
right,
And Worcester's is $625
625
per
per
test.
test.
I didn't see a timing on their frequency. Was it weekly as well?
Weekly, there's a
Weekly.
weekly.
yeah, so, as long as we have, especially where you guys are gonna meet with them next week or whenever.
Well, it's supposed to be next week, but it kind of preempted. So I have to reschedule.
Okay, so I think we're, I think we're all in agreement that something needs to be done, and it's just a matter of, we've got the placeholder on the meeting warrant, we'll put it before the public, and I think we're all heading in the right direction.
I do have one additional question. Should we reword the signage that we have when we have a beach closure or something of that nature? Is that something that could be potentially within scope to be more accurate, depicting what the actual situation is?
We can, I don't know, Matt, honestly, I don't know what the signs look like.
What Worcester is using is basically a stoplight.
Yeah.
Green is wide open, yellow means caution, red, it's closed.
Okay.
And I don't know if Wayland is using that same model, but I think the stoplight, to address the question, the stoplight model is probably going to be the most real-time thing.
Yeah.
Based on the results we get from the,
Exactly.
from the test.
And I think we're gonna have to educate and train the public to look at the website. I don't know how that works because they still ask if Christmas is a holiday and whether or not their trash is getting picked up.
Yeah.
And then when I do publish that it's one of the holidays, and yes, it's on the website, somebody actually asked me last time, well, why are you announcing this on Facebook when anybody could look on the website? And I was like, you can get them to look on the website, God love you, because I can't, you know? We do the best we can, it's just. And I still have people call me that ask me to update them on a regular basis because I apparently do nothing with my life.
And so on Clint's question though, I put the signs up for them.
Mm,
So they're plastic triangle pieces and Diane puts a piece of paper on it, so, and we tape it to it, saying beach clothes. So you can put whatever you want. We tape it to
Okay.
the sign and then I put them up.
Okay,
No, that sounds
Because
terrific.
we're gonna cover the cemetery, the boat launch.
yes,
Is on
the beach.
The light thing's a good idea, it's just the lights you're gonna put up because
I'm not saying actual
Yeah.
lights, but
No,
just
yeah.
a color-coded sign.
color codes, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Like when you go to the beach and there's sharks or jellyfish.
yes, yeah, but they,
You know, we really could put something on the lifeguard chair.
Yeah.
And then that covers the beach, but it doesn't, you're right, it doesn't cover the boat
yeah,
launch.
boat
but
launch or the cemetery thing went for it.
Right.
it- You know,
And
if we
then-
get three
yeah.
different, if we get, what, ended up buying 6 flags, green, yellow, and red.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's gonna say, and you know, there's a telephone pole that the lights used to be on for skating right there at the boat launch, maybe, who knows?
But just, that's how.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
they put
good.
the Signs up for it.
We do put the signs out, yeah, because we've heard the signs are too big, signs aren't big enough.
Yeah, she bought new ones, so the ones.
Diana and I actually went down one day and we're like trying to haul people out of the water and they were just ignoring us. The first time it happened when we were like, it's deadly, get out. Because we did have a raging bloom. They were like, what do you know? I'm like, see you at the ICU, don't worry about it.
Lori, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, the last summer, I don't know if it's different and we're looking at the different protocols, but I could wonder if green, yellow, and red is going to be confusing to people as well. I love what you said, Quinn. Last year it said something like dangerous algae present, and that wasn't accurate. So if we could put something that's more accurate that says, actually, there was no prohibitive algae that came through in the testing last year. So it'd be better to be able to say testing for algae, or the limits are 1/10 the concerning level or something like that. If we could make it more accurate, I think that would be great. And as long as it's a big sheet that we're putting on one of those boards, probably we could make it say whatever we want. And it would be better not to put it on the board that says dangerous hazardous material on the back, just because that's the sandwich board that's available. So that's something we want to make sure we don't do, because that had nothing to do with the algae. That just was what was on the board on the side we weren't using, but people will be confused by that. So we want to make sure that we don't do that, I think.
We use recycling.
Okay, well, we'll check on our boards, Lori, because apparently we're double dutying them. and-
Yeah, one side.
Yeah.
We took.
We're
we took
recycling,
The
which is-
recycle,
it's a good
so it
thing,
depended
but-
which side you looked at.
Yeah.
So we'll be a little
I
more on
think that
top
if
of that.
I think that if we had a sheet of paper and then had like a green spot that said safe to swim, and then a yellow spot and says swim at your own risk, and a red spot that says beach closed. And then we could just have those laminated and we just clip them to the signboard and we're done.
Yeah.
That's super easy,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
cost effective and weatherproof.
I'm pretty sure that's what
Love it.
Worcester
And
said.
if they wanna know, they can go to the website.
Let's
and
do this
see
one.
mine.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then if they wanna know,
Like,
Farrell's right, let's go to the website and you can take a look and,
Right, for more
Read.
information, go to blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. No, I think that this is a great idea. So I think we've made some good inroads on this. We're still waiting to hear back from Worcester and from I forget the other township,
Wayland.
Wayland.
Yeah,
to see about legality, but I think we're on a good path.
Mhm.
I mean, it's actually, it's kind of ironic because at 3:05, Julia from Wayland got back to me on, she was working on getting the updated cost on the shipping of the samples. Because that was something that they struggled with last year and just the cost of it. I mean, so I have that here. I mean, I can read it word for word. Shipping to the lab is 100, what is it? FedEx overnight was what we used most of the time. We think there are cheaper overnight options. Lab testing and shipping are insulated box back to us. She lists a whole bunch of stuff. All right, so I guess the total that they spent for the season last year was $6,344.75.
Sounds like my dart throwing was pretty good.
Yeah, nice job.
Sorry, I was just reading it, trying to figure out what I was looking at.
Well, I think we're all in the same ballpark then, and it's just a matter of, they say the devil's in the details.
Yeah.
So realistically, it looks like this proposal would come down to about $10,000.
Oh, I think it's like,
I think way less. I think if we ask for funds up to 7,000, does that cover all? I think.
I think I put 6 on the warrant article request.
Okay,
So, and that can, you know,
that can
be
change
adjusted.
because, okay, so what you want to do, I've learned, you can't spend, if it comes to $6,000.01. We've busted it. You can't do that, you know, so it's always better to say up to. So if we do up to 7,000, that should cover everything. You know,
Well-
then if there's something that comes up unexpected, we're covered.
So right now, the FedEx courier sample transport is $120 max question mark for $360 total, which I don't understand.
That was, that was based on needing to test the pond, get same day results 3 times during the season.
Oh,
And that
understand.
And the
So-
$120 was based on if someone couriers it down or, you know, carries it down to the lab and then asks for reimbursement from the town.
Very good. So do we need to add in the postage that Matt was discussing to the cost of the 6122.94? Or is that rolled in there? Like, is that additive or not?
That should all be in the final cost, and the postage was just for the routine weekly samples that we take. So we have baseline samples at the beach of what the algal counts are.
Okay, so let's just be clear on what we're requesting, so we're not being short. That's all. That's my whole point.
I think we'll know more after next week's meeting, but it looks like if we do 7,000 and the number can change. You know, it is May, we can change the number. But you need a placeholder. And the
Agreed.
placeholder
Okay.
needs to put in now.
That's what.
So,
Just to get
That's
something
right,
in there.
yeah. So,
No, that sounds good.
and we'll be keeping eyes on both of them. I mean, the fact that I know it's coming and it will be coming before me, I'll know to look for it.
All right. I think that wraps up our discussion in this regard. So let's move on to the next Trex Recycling Challenge.
Yes, okay. So, not quite sure really how I stumbled into it, but I was doing some research just on recycling and came upon this challenge, the Next Track Recycling Challenge, and what it is you collect. This company, Next Trex, they supply you, I believe it's 3 recycling bins. And you can put it at various locations in your community. So, I mean, we would have one here, probably at the community center, and then a third location to be determined. And I just thought it was a fun way to get the community engaged. And, you know, particularly, I thought like young kids might find it cool to like help their town recycle and win a free bench, or, go sit on a bench that they helped the community win. On the town common, or maybe here at the town hall, or at the elementary school. I mean, cause you can win a couple different, or yes, at the beach,
would be good.
beach.
And this is great because I don't think the general public realizes you're not supposed to recycle grocery bags, bread bags, because they jam the machine. So all of that should be kept separate. It's recyclable, but it's separate. So that might help, the amount of shutdowns Harvey experiences when things that shouldn't be recycled.
Is there,
I
is
just- I-
there any cost associated with this to the town?
No, it's free. It's
I'm
100%
completely on
free.
board with this.
I just remember when I was a kid, doing the box top collection, you cut off the little box top on
Yeah.
the cereal box and just bringing it to school, and just, we were always so, we would, I don't even know if my brother and I ever really knew what the benefit of it was, but we would make our mom, we just saw, General Mills, because she didn't like the processed cereal, but we would make her buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch because it had the little thing on it, and we just were like, oh, we're bringing that
That's what my kids did.
because it was
Oh,
like,
we have to buy this.
because you could, I think because we could win prizes through the school for
Right.
no, because it was I think it was money, however many of them were collected, the school got reimbursed for, turning those in. So I think it was money for your school or something cool. And I just thought, I mean, we already do recycling, and
Right.
here's a list of things that you can't recycle, in your normal recycling, but let's get the
And-
kids in the community engaged with our office and help win a couple, I mean, you
And I
can win
know-
any of the prizes, but I just thought the benches would be probably
Cool.
the coolest thing.
And I did mention that if we did put it here at Town Hall and over at the community center, both places have video. Because unfortunately, as I explained, the reason you can't find a trash can at Walmart anymore is when people went to pay per bag, people started bringing their trash places and throwing it away. Yeah, until you see it, you can't believe it. But the fact that there's videos, and then if somebody does decide to dump their whole bag of trash in there, they'll be caught on video, and it will be illegal dumping through the police.
Yeah.
So, I think the three places, because the beach has cameras as well. So everywhere these bins would go, people, it's easily accessible, and it's also protecting the town so that things don't act where they should.
That's not really wrong.
What's the?
That's not different.
Is there like a time frame that's happening, or is it just ongoing?
I think it's just ongoing. I mean, I mean, not that you should trust Reddit for everything, but there's a whole Reddit thread on it, and I kind of just read it. And again, it's every 200 or each 250 pounds an entry into the drawing.
So the town gets an entry.
Yes, but from what I realized is everybody, again, they usually don't have 25 participating organizations. Like it says that, but usually they don't. So everybody wins something, one of these prizes. And I'm like, well, why not? I just figured,
I think it's be great.
I think so.
I mean, we collect bags and take it to Price Chopper or wherever they have the,
Yeah.
bag recycling. But
Exactly.
And we use pellets, so we could a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
We could single-handedly win this for the.
That's right.
You two are on it.
I mean, and as soon as we get them, we can, again, we're gonna get 3, we can determine, again, here,
Right.
community center, and the third location. If you're saying somewhere with a camera, preferably somewhere with a camera, and we can draft something up for maybe the newsletter
Yeah,
or
the newsletter.
flash on our website. I mean,
Something you could publish to the schools. and
right,
say,
the schools, yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Just have
Right,
something,
so-
you have the public more engaged with us.
Right. I'd make a motion that Matt follow up with this and make it happen.
I second your motion.
Unanimous.
There we go.
Lori, I see you have your hand up. Did you have something to add?
Oh, sorry, no, I have to put it down. Sorry.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So I think looking at our agenda, we have almost cleared everything except for signing septic permits, food permits, and other topics. So, so are there other topics not reasonably anticipated?
Skip over me. Yes.
All right.
You got enough time?
I got small, nothing big.
Okay.
Only got one, we'll deal and see what happens the fourth time, but nothing big.
Okay.
I'm good.
Fantastic.
All right, so-
So, I would like to request a motion for adjournment. And then.
A request?
Yes,
Go ahead and finish it.
no, that's
I
all I was
request
saying.
we adjourn and then Farrell and I can just sign the
Yeah.
permits. Oh, that's one of
Sounds
you.
good.
Oh, go ahead. Deb wanted something.
So, Matt and I got this, the state is wanting to, enhance their maternal home health, programs, and there is a grant or, it doesn't even say grant, it says, I think this funding might be ongoing from the sounds of it, what I read, but you know more about grants than I do, so.
It is ongoing, yep.
It's ongoing, so it's fine. It might be like a block grant, because you.
See you tomorrow.
Yes, yep.
Right, the type that you constantly get from me.
Nice.
And,
It's great.
and I wanted to just look into it a little bit.
Just shoot me an
more,
email with your.
At least, like, try getting at it, because it's a good way to welcome family. The nurse goes in, sees the babies, does the weight, checks with mom to make sure how's her, postpartum going, and how you're feeling, and, the baby blues gone away, because if they don't,
Yeah,
that's a huge thing. So I would really like to pursue and look into this further.
Great.
And they have some great, tools. There's also assistance from the state, from, maternal child health professionals and, midwives. So it's a whole big thing that the state is working on, so I figured, what the heck, we might as well look into it.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
So Matt's gonna help me.
There's an RFI, they're requesting an RFI,
Okay.
next, February 27th,
Yeah.
by February 27th.
That's what, yeah,
Or it's just a request for interest, they wanna know that we're interested in,
Okay.
yeah,
in expanding this here in town.
yeah. And then they'll
So
have,
that's something I'll work on with Deb. Again, I have a lot of their experience from
Good.
prior, so this is in my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
nice,
Get this
yeah,
for
yeah.
Deb, maybe she
And
wants
then
to
I'll
go out
go
with the
through,
community.
training
Others
of
and
the
up
people.
Yeah,
Side
so
to just
there's
update me
a
on
sizable
the
aging
stuff,
population here in town, but there's a lot of young families
Yeah.
coming in.
Yep, so then I would go to the clerk and find out who had their babies, that probably might be part of it, and then there'll be like a whole packet of things that I'll put together and bring. Like a welcome wagon, only welcome baby, so,
That's
yeah.
nice. I-
It's good to, check on.
Deb mentioned it. I said, well, they don't still do that because they came for both of mine. She said, now only high risk. So,
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
from
that's great.
that's for all insurance, so this is a state funded program, I think it's awesome, because, it's in the United States, we have one of the highest maternal infant death rates in the world for a country, it's crazy. So just even having that extra little eyes in there sometimes can make a big difference.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Well,
Do we need to make a motion for that?
All right, I make a motion that, you both pursue, thank you, a maternal health program through the state.
I second that motion.
And unanimous.
So,
And then, before you go, Quinn, I wanna just let you know what the permits are that are being signed. We have a garbage and offal permit for the Chase Harris Court out of Sutton. We have a food permit for Rushford and Sons. And then we have a septic permit for 144 West River Street, 81 Taft Street, and 0 Ridge Road, which I believe is actually a number in the 90s. They just assigned a house number a couple days ago. We didn't have it when the application came in.
well,
Understood.
I can clarify, Matt, every lot in town that is not developed is labeled 0. So you can have 27 on a street, and it gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
So, and you have to say, please go next to X. So, that's great.
Well, everyone, have a great afternoon and evening, and
Thank
I
you,
will
too. I
see
make
you
a
later.
motion, we adjourn.
Yes, thank you, Quinn.
Oh, oh,
I
yes,
second that motion.
and we're unanimous.
Okay.
Take
All
care
right.
all.